Welcome to NFL Upvote. Here is how it's going to work, guys. So we take the top threads this week's NFL Reddit, and we have our reporters upvote or downvote the thread. If they think that we're missing something important, they have to tell us what comments they would like to add as well. So joining us today is New York Giants fan and Danny Dimes apologist, Charles Curtis, and longtime Boston sports fan turned Florida man, Andy Nesbitt. Y'all, welcome back.
Thanks for having us.
Have you guys.
Good to be here.
Yay, Giants, 0-2, let's go.
I love the energy. So we're going to start this off with one that I don't think a lot of people are going to forget about. As you guys know, the Vikings missed the 37-yard game winner versus the Cardinals. So for this Reddit thread, we are going to dive into the comments. So the first comment goes to say, it's a simulation on loop. I can't escape it. The next comment says, experience Vikings football. And then the third one, how does this keep happening? What spirit did the state of Minnesota anger? So guys, upvote or downvote? Is this the beginning of the end of the Kirk Cousins, Mike Zimmer era in Minnesota? Andy, I'll start with you.
Yes, downvote. I mean, if you gave me a marker and said draw what mediocrity means to you, I would draw a Minnesota Vikings helmet. Because year after year after year, you just know that they're a team that exists. They're going to win some games. They might make it to the playoffs, but you're never like, is this a Super Bowl winning team? Like, so they're just around. It's like Zimmer's 8th year. He's won 2 playoff games. Like, it's time to move on there.
But here's the thing to me. Why are these fans complaining that nothing like this ever happens to us? Did they forget the Minneapolis Miracle happened 3 years ago? Like Stephon Diggs catching that? Like, stuff occasionally happens to Minnesota. I am with Andy, though. Like, this team is perpetually going to be in mediocrity until it gets a really good quarterback, and Kirk Cousins is not. And I have to think that the offseason was also a time when this started splintering, when we had Mike Zimmer being like, you all get vaccinated. And Kirk Cousins was like, no, I'm just going to maybe put up a plexiglass in the QB room. Thanks, though.
Yeah, you could say this team needs a good shot in the arm to get better or something like that.
Yes. Yeah. Moving on to the next thread. So this one is Jaguars coach Urban Meyer issues pleas to fans. And he says, hang in there with us. So the Reddit comments go on to say, you know how bad the situation is internally that they already feel the need to issue such a statement. Big yikes. Next comment. It's been 2 weeks and they're panicking. Next comment. Hang in there until I resign due to a mysterious health issue and take the USC job, in quotes. Upvote or downvote? Is the Urban Meyer experiment even going to last one season? And should we really be hanging in there? Andy.
I'm going to downvote it, if that's the right way to say it. I think he can't. I think he's going to make it the whole season. But my heart says he's going to leave, but my brain says he's going to stay, because he can't be that gutless to leave the Jags in the middle of the season to go for the USC job. And the Jags can't get rid of him because they just put too much money into this guy and they need to give him some time. But that being said, he's a terrible coach. He's going to stink at this level, and the Jaguars are never going to do anything. So the faster they're done with Urban Meyer, the better for that whole stinking franchise.
I'm going to upvote this with the biggest thumbs up emoji that you can get on screen. Okay, if you got it up there, good. Okay, because Urban Meyer may not last the next game. That tweet was the most heinous message I've ever seen from a head coach. First of all, it was badly worded. There was something about the 904 and sleeping, and you don't go to sleep without, and there was a double negative. Whatever it was the worst tweet. And he wasn't even in the photo that they tweeted out. So is he absolving responsibility here? Or is he letting go of his responsibility? Whatever it is, that was just heinous. You don't do that normally. And you don't do that when you're 2 games into a long rebuild that starts with Trevor Lawrence. Also, there are people who are wondering online, did he borrow some of that from the famous Tim Tebow speech that he made in Florida when he said that long speech they now have in Gainesville at the facilities? What a mess. What a mess.
I mean, are you surprised at all by a guy that keeps his coffee table the way he keeps his coffee table, that he can't put words together in a sentence that makes any sense?
No, he's got a lot of photos of his family to show what a family man he is. Yes, that was lovely.
So this one, Field Yates tweeted this. There's virtually nothing we can all agree on this app except that the NFL's new taunting rule stinks. So guys, upvote or downvote? Charles, I'll start with you. The NFL needs to get rid of the taunting rule.
If you used a giant thumbs up in the last segment for me, can you make this even bigger? Because what are we doing here? Who are we doing this taunting penalty for? Right? You got people who are getting thrown flags for spinning the ball at an opponent's feet. You got another guy who's leaping up, just slightly getting up into the other guy's face and saying something, and suddenly there's a flag for this. I don't understand this. what is the point of making this? Is it like, oh, good sportsmanship is a good thing? We're talking about the NFL here. We're talking about pro sports. We don't mind when somebody gets up in somebody else's face. Like, let's just let it be. I'm on a big rant kick today.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff making me angry.
It's easy for you to say that too, Charles. I'm downvoting it. I think the taunting rule should be stricter. Because have you ever been a professional athlete and someone's made a big play against you and they went and they like waved their hands in front of you? You know how that would make you feel, Charles? I mean, those poor athletes out there, their hearts must be breaking. And like a 15-yard penalty is, I don't even think it's nearly enough. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, the taunting rule should be gone. I said it a month ago. They're the dumbest things ever. And they were going to play a part down at the end of games. And we're here in week 2 and everyone's already ripping it. So just imagine what's going to happen as the season goes on and games become even more bigger, playoffs happen. The taunting rules should have been gone 5 weeks ago.
I can't wait to see in the Super Bowl when somebody does like one little thing, like a version of the peace sign from Tyreek Hill and gets called for a penalty, and all of America like Twitter goes like
so hard to see. It's just so hard to see that happen.
Beautiful.
I feel so bad for the players. It's got to be tough.
Hey, sports fans, if you want to watch more sports seriously, be sure to check out these clips right here. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see all the great content from us here at USA Today Sports.